But rumours are growing that Prince Harry is plotting revenge on King Charles and Prince William with a second volume of his autobiography. Now, leading royal Christopher Anderson, leading royal author, told Fox News in the United States that a follow-up book in which he settles scores is now inevitable, particularly given what he perceives as the harsh treatment by his brother and his father. The pen is mightier than the sword, and a sequel to Spare could be a fresh new headache for the king. Let's get reaction from leading political commentator all the way over in the United States, Hilary Fordwich. Hilary, lovely to see you again. It's been too long. Your reaction to rumours that Prince Harry is going to write another book?
Well, smashing to be back with you again, Mark. Actually, it's purported to be entitled Repair with the Heir, but I haven't got a prayer. No, actually, that would be... that's what it should be entitled. If Prince Harry had any sense, he would actually realize not only throwing your family under the proverbial royal bus didn't do yourself any good, but he squandered the love of a nation, Mark, let alone the taxpayers' dollars, pounds, paying for his wedding. The saddest thing is they had so much potential. I covered his wedding to Meghan Markle. They were lined 15 deep in the streets of Windsor, and we all know there wasn't a whisper of anything negative except for great hope, particularly with what they could have done with the Commonwealth. And I think it's very sad that after they were, meeting with global leaders and all of their potential, she ended up releasing another version of her jam just as the Trooping the Colour was taking place. She's down to releasing jam. And I think it's very sad. And I think his book, unless it's really seriously trying to repair the relationship, he will be doing himself just more damage.
Do you think perhaps Harry needs the money, given the fact that he's got so many court cases in the offing?
Of course he does. And Mark, one thing I don't think that he realizes, when you're within the bounds of the royal family, all of the courtiers, they're there to do what? To serve you, to protect you. What I don't think he realizes with regard to the commercial sector, do you think any lawyer ever in the history has ever said, no, I don't think there should be any lawsuit? Like, do you think any lawyer said to any couple divorcing, no, let's patch things up, let's get back together instead, let's not have a legal case? His lawyers, of course, are making a fortune from him. The book companies want to make a fortune from him. Same thing with Netflix. Everybody wants to make money from him. I don't think he realizes they're not really in his court.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump turned 78 yesterday, Hillary. Do you think he'll be celebrating a second term in the White House in November?
Well, certainly all polls are pointing to that at the moment. He's leading Biden in every single poll, particularly in the swing states. That's what's the most important. There are 6 states in America which are swing states, and those are the states that matter the most. And just recently, he's overtaken Biden in all 6 states, and they're very, very close. What I will say with regard to Trump is that, of course, he just came out with this recent proposition, and this was when he was meeting on Capitol Hill just last week. And I know many people in the room who said that it was actually jaw-dropping in terms of the reaction. He has suggested that of dropping income tax, federal income tax, and replacing it with tariffs. Now, for example, the EU places a 10% tax on American cars being imported into Europe, which is why you don't see very many American cars in Europe at all. But we only have a 2.5% tax here in the US on EU imports, which is why there are plenty of German cars. So this has gone down very well over here. He's very innovative. And when he was in Las Vegas, he actually suggested there that there be no more taxes on tips. So he knows how to appeal to the common man, Mark. And last but not least, if I may make mention of this, I was recently golfing at one of the Trump resorts, and I spoke to a very old caddy there, a lovely old man. You know what he said to me? He was an old black man, and I asked him what he thought of Trump. He worked at the Trump resorts well before Trump was ever even running for office. And you know what he said? He said in all of the resorts he's ever worked on, all up and down the East Coast of America, Donald Trump was the only owner who ever, 1, spoke to him, 2, asked him what he thought, and 3, Mark, asked him what would make the lives of the caddies better. And this old caddy told me that when he came back the next year, because they all go down to Florida in the winter, he said, all the changes have been made. Donald Trump listens to the common. It's the common touch, Mark. If he's reelected, it will be because he has the common touch and he understands the regular American.
Hillary, the clock's against us. Briefly, if you can, you've got a foot in both camps because you're a Brit, but based in America now. You're a politics, royal and business expert. Do you think that President Donald Trump in the White House, would be good news for Britain?
Absolutely, without an absolute doubt. His mother, if you remember, was Scottish. He had great respect for former beloved Queen Elizabeth II. And remember, it was Obama who said that if the British voted for Brexit, that they would go to, in quotes, the back of the line. Obama was very anti-British, and for some reason he was accepted very well in the UK. No, President Trump has always been pro-Britain. He would be pro a trade agreement, and yes, it would be very good for Britain.
Hilary Fordwich, let's catch up soon. My thanks to political and royal commentator Hilary Fordwich.